Of these latest numbers, Craig Gusson, our insurance expert, is here with some answers for you this morning. He's also taking some of your questions. Craig, thanks for coming in. We do appreciate it. I'm just going to get right to this so we can get to as much information for our viewers as possible this morning. The numbers that came out, shockingly disappointed or not too surprising considering the problems with the website?
I'm not surprised at all because, again, when you look at Covered California or you look at the exchanges nationally, it's really geared towards people who are going to be getting subsidies. So if you're not going to get a subsidy, there really is no reason to go to Covered California or to go to any kind of exchange, because you can go outside of the exchange and get a plan too, and it might be cheaper and it might give you better choices for doctors and hospitals.
Okay, so the numbers to you were not terribly surprising. We'll see how they begin to change as the website gets back on track, etc. All right, as far as the national website, California's website, and we need to keep mentioning this, has not had the problems that the national website has had. All right, let's get to some of the questions from the viewers. And the first question comes from Arlene in Encinitas. How do I know if my doctor or hospital is in my plan, she asks.
The best thing to do is reach out to the doctor's office you talk to, you go to, and you want to just ask the billing department what plans they take. Like, for example, Blue Shield is taking the Scripps Network, Palomar, Pomerado. Blue Cross is taking Sharp and UCSD only. Health Net's taking everybody but Scripps Green. Sharp has has plans out there also, and they have different networks depending on different doctor lists depending on the plan you take. So you need to just double check with the hospitals and the doctors, and especially for kids. And Rady's Children's Hospital is in all the plans. Okay,
that's something to keep in mind, because a lot of times we go to the hospital on an emergency type basis, and you want to make sure you're going to the hospital that your insurance takes care of.
But for emergencies, you're always covered regardless of what hospital you go to. But if you need to have a surgery, you're going to have a baby, okay? And you want to just make sure it's going to be the hospital that you're signed up with.
Okay, that's good to know. So for emergencies, you are covered. Thanks for clarifying that. A lot of people would have that question for sure. Question number 2 from Michael in Carlsbad. As of January 1st, can I only buy health insurance from Covered California?
And we just basically answered that, but no, Covered California is really just for people who are getting subsidies. If you're not getting a subsidy, there's 5 insurance companies you can use outside. You can probably save money and get maybe better coverage.
Okay, so stop just thinking you only have Covered California as your option. Unless if you are getting a subsidy, you think you might qualify for a subsidy, go on Covered California, see what your options are. If you know you don't qualify for one, like Craig just mentioned, there are other insurance companies that are offering plans. Is that right?
Correct.
Okay. Then question number 3 comes from Ted in San Diego. I have a wife and 2 small children. Can I get different plans for the children than we have, since they use the insurance more than we do?
And the answer is yes, you can do that. What we want to look at is what is the cost per month, what are you saving versus having a family plan, and also if the whole family used the plan a year and had major catastrophic expenses, you could be out of pocket, $25,000 because you'd have 2 separate plans, where a family plan would only be out of pocket $12,500.
Okay, that's something to keep in mind when you do those family plans, kind of like combining your health insurance and your car, or your house insurance and your car insurance into one umbrella policy. You tend to get a cheaper rate, and you might find the same thing with a family plan.
So it's just something to be aware of. And by the way, you just want to know that a subsidy is only an advanced premium tax credit. So if you make more money during the year, you have to let Covered California know, or you may end up paying a lot of taxes come February, March of 2015.
Ooh, okay, another thing to keep in mind. We're going to keep bringing Craig back here on a weekly basis to take your questions. So if you have questions that come up as the information continues to roll out, go to our Facebook page, email us, and we'll promise to pass those questions along to Craig and get them answered right here for you on the air. Thank you, Craig, for coming in and for sharing your expertise with us. We certainly do appreciate it. We're going to take a short break, and we're back right after this.